graphic designers. That's what I searched, right?
Uh
I had to shut it up. I had to
huh.
hit the button that said stop generating answers.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was the history of graphic design. This topic will cover contributions of African American designers throughout history from the Harlem Renaissance to present day. I didn't say anything about Harlem. I didn't say anything about Renaissance. It just told me that.
It just read your mind. It read your
It,
soul,
it,
Dave.
it talks about Black Lives Matter. It talks about civil rights movement. It talks about stereotypes, negative portrayals. It talks about intersectionality. I didn't ask it anything about that
Dave, why can I only see half of your face?
because I lean. You know, I lean. I'm not used to being on camera. I mean, not fully clothed.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Okay, that's how we do it.
so I guess we should tell people who we are and what we're doing, and then I need to like scurry and check all the channels to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to
Oh,
be
right,
doing.
right, right, right. We should.
So you give the spiel, Dave, and I'm gonna check. All right.
All right. The
Great.
spiel is what we're doing specifically right now.
Yep.
All right. I would call it a live experimentation of what a live podcast could be.
A
Like,
live experimentation of what a podcast could be. Okay.
what a live podcast could be.
Okay. Live podcast could be. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Which
Cool.
means to do it right, it would mean taking live questions. It would mean, um, if somebody wanted to us to review their portfolio, we would do it live. We would go to their website, look at it live, share a screen, talk about their work live, answer their questions live. Um, Aside from whatever topics we might have. So this is wide open. We've talked about this before, but this is wide open. We're using Restream, Studio Restream. Never used it before. So this is
I've used it before
there we go. Okay.
on LinkedIn. Hold on. Let me see. Let me show LinkedIn. Show. Do we all have a Slack group? Can you see that little thing? Can you see your question from
I can
LinkedIn?
see that, and
All
we
right.
should. We don't, but we should.
Well, here's the deal. We
We
do
are
have a
Slack.
membership site,
Right. Right.
and we do have Basecamp. But I mean, the membership site is the spot on Mighty Networks where we can all talk and share quite easily and talk about serious stuff and really push our business forward. We do have a Facebook group too, and that's like the whole cookout where you can come and have fun and kick it with people. But if you want to grow your career, it just really depends on what you're looking to do right now. What would you say? What would you say, Dave?
Yeah, I would say that having a Slack and having a Discord have been things on our list. But because we're also trying to run a business and crank out design work 40 hours a week, manage the younger designers, all the project management, like it's almost like we need a person that all they do is handle the membership conversation because that's been tough.
Yeah, and we've been working on that person, but it really takes a very special person who really has a heart for community and connecting and understand and values connecting to very talented graphic. What, Rayvon? You're not on Facebook. You're on Twitter. We're on Twitter, sort of, and our membership platform is not on. I mean, it's on Mighty Network, so you don't have to really go to the. I'll drop. I'll drop the link in the chat, and you can check it out. So, Dave, you were saying that you threw this information. What did you throw at the chat GPT?
The question literally it was really simple. It was I don't even think it was a complete sentence. It was discussion topics on African American graphic designers. That was the initial prompt, right?
Okay.
And so where I left off, it was talking about entrepreneurship, access to funding resources, overcoming systemic barriers in the design industry, uh, benefits and challenges of collaborating with other designers, the importance of building community and mentorship networks, the future of African American graphic design. So it talks about emerging trends, technologies, design approaches, and that's where I had to shut it off because it just kept going.
Yeah. Did you click the button where it's like regenerate new responses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. So I used ChatGPT the other day to just kick in some ideas for a conference, and I just wrote a whole bunch of. Are we cursing on this podcast?
That's completely up to the whims of our own capricious thoughts.
All right. So I just threw a bunch of shit that I had. It was a bunch of thoughts just scattered. And I'm just like, there's no way it's going to organize all of these thoughts into something coherent. So then let's forward to 2 days later. 2 days later, I put what it spit out into a Notion document. And then I came back to it an hour later, and I was like, "Wait, I wrote that, didn't I?" And I was like, "No, I didn't write that. ChatGPT wrote that." And then the person who looked at it picked like three of the ChatGPT ones out of the ones that I wrote, and I was like, "Oh, we're in trouble. We're
Yeah.
in trouble."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's in terms of what we're talking about now, we should probably there are things we need to talk about anyway. Um, so do you want to talk business or do you want to talk topics? Like, and when I say business, I mean stuff we know we need to talk about.
Oh man, I kind of want to talk about both. I was really thinking about what is important to talk about right now. I know designers are asking a lot about how do you find clients, and they're talking about and asking about payment or how do you price, and they're also asking about soft skills like how do you communicate with your client and will AI take over my entire career. So those are the topics we could always touch.
Right. Well, let's talk about getting clients because we just had that conversation 2 days ago.
Okay, cool.
Where we're at now is essentially cold emailing. That's one of the things we're trying. Um, in some cases, it won't be ice cold because we have some networks set up, some
Ice
little bit of
cold.
word of mouth set up here and there. uh, that's going to be interesting though because I've been doing this. I've been essentially independent for. I mean, I put in some time in a studio, but I'm also like all my work comes through me anyway, so I'm still independent, and it's been word of mouth for the last what is that 2004, so 19 years. Where I haven't had to market myself. Now it's not exactly it hasn't been gangbusters the whole time.
Mm.
So I actually haven't marketed myself. And I'm not saying that bragging, that's probably dumb. But enough work has come through my network that I haven't needed to. So this is going to be interesting when we start actively marketing ourselves.
You know what's dumb? Speaking of dumb, I have no idea if this is actually recording anywhere, so it could be a podcast. I
Well,
mean, it's broadcasting.
there is. Oh, you're saying that once it's over, we won't have access to it anymore?
We should. I mean, through all the channels, we have options. So yeah,
That's actually really funny, and also a great way to not. That's like low pressure.
it is low pressure.
I'm gonna pretend in my mind that this is not gonna be recorded.
All right, no, we will not record. Okay, so I interrupted you. We were just
So
talking about
so
word of mouth.
yeah, where are you at on that? Have you um so we have our capabilities brochure. We're going to be targeting uh specific silos,
Mhm.
not only nonprofits but then specifics within nonprofits,
Yes.
whether it's social justice, um, uh, higher education, that sort of those sort of even more granulated silos. Um, I was going to ask you how you feel about it. It might be irrelevant because we need to do it regardless. Like, like whether you have confidence in it or not, it's something we probably need to do anyway.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I
Because we
have
need
full
to know
confidence.
we need to know what the response is going to be, whether it's
Yeah.
positive or negative. We need to go ahead and try it, get it over with, and see how it works.
Yep. Yep. I think that's the best way to do it. And that way you get your mistakes out earlier, you know?
Right. Right. So the thing that I'm worried about, even though I'm saying we should do it anyway, is the fact that the website's not ready.
I mean, whose
And
website is ready?
you know my philosophy: launch. Who cares?
Right. Okay.
Launch, and worry about it later. Um, and you're right. So pragmatically, sure, no one's website's finished. No websites are finished. It's always an ongoing thing. That said, you and I both know our website's not ready.
Not ready for what?
Prime time.
Okay, that's true. Okay, fine enough. Yeah. Oh,
So
so yeah.
it's going to be that weirdness of sending somebody a document and hoping they feel like they have time to look through it. If they do, they'll see great work. But if they're like us, sometimes I'm not all that it's like not interested, it's not the right word, but sometimes I feel like I don't have time to, oh well, now I gotta go download a document. Now I gotta go open this link. So, a busy art director, a busy director of marketing, VP of marketing, a marketing manager, um, they might see that as an extra step too far, even though it's really not. It's no different than clicking a link and going into our.
No, it's not.
I'm just running through the negative
I
possibilities,
know. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
and I'm thinking about how to soften that. Like how do we word the email? How do we make it sound like it's not some horrible overseas business looking asking for design help, because I get those emails myself.
Yeah. Right. 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 Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Right.
get a ton of emails
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, we're a logo business and we can help you design logos," and it just kind of roll my eyes when I see them. So how do we make our offering not sound like that?
I think through developing relationships and being very specific and targeting people through LinkedIn first. Like build a connection with
Right.
somebody, yeah, as opposed to just like cold emailing. I think is part of the marketing mix, because those people wouldn't send those emails out unless it was landing them something at some time.
Right.
Um, so but I think in order to develop more genuine relationships for commerce, LinkedIn is the place. And we were just having that discussion with Gabby and Ariel because they did an Instagram live right before us.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd
And
that go?
that was great. It's always great to see two people clearly enjoying each other's creative company and asking the right questions and vibing and sharing and just being happy and laughing together. It's something that I think I take for granted. But when I'm in that situation and watching it, I hate to say it like this because I'm supposed to be tough, but it warms my heart. It really does to see that. So it went really well. And out of it, they decided that we need to have a how do you work LinkedIn workshop, because a lot of designers are still just figuring it out, and the successful designers are working it out.
Yeah, you do a lot on LinkedIn. I don't do anything.
LinkedIn is the spot, man. That's where you find out everything you need to know about the people you're targeting.
Yeah, there again, I don't target because I think my network's been just good enough to where I feel like I haven't had to.
Okay.
Um, Again, I know that's flawed, a flawed outlook, but yeah, I've never really. I mean, I go to LinkedIn and see what my peers are up to, but I've never treated it like a marketing platform. You know what I mean? I've never treated it like a place where I could go sing my own praises and start conversations. I just never
I,
have.
I don't think of it like that. I think of it as a place to update my old work colleagues as to the cool things that I'm doing, right? And I can keep in contact with those colleagues. And in the meantime, I can also look for new people that I think I really would have a connection with. and just explore if there's a connection. And even once more, um, LinkedIn, I feel, is for the people who are going to respond to each other beyond the plated message. If somebody connects with me, I'll always like look at all their stuff and just ask them specifically why do they want to connect. And then I would say I've made more connections with responding to people genuinely than actually reaching out to people.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess I have a bad habit of when I think about engagement, I think of it solely as a place to just only say, um, look at what I've worked on. Look at this thing I've done. And I never take it anywhere past that.
Hmm.
It's like, hey, here's a project, blah blah blah, and then I just whatever happens in the comments happens. Like I've never posted anything purely to start a conversation.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I have always, I'm not going to say hated sales or hated that part of it, but I've always been reluctant to those channels in certain methods because I did feel like it was cheesy. So my approach to LinkedIn is, let's see if I can meet somebody who's one of the cool kids who's doing something, who wants to like connect and talk, not even about work, just like connect with me and tell me what's going on. And I think with the introduction of something like Lunch Club, are you familiar with Lunch Club?
No, I've seen a graphic. I haven't done it. I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, so Lunch Club is you sign up and they randomly link you with somebody else who is volunteered to be randomly linked together.
Okay.
So on a Friday, I have no idea who I'm talking to from anywhere in the world, but I just set a place on my calendar for that, right? And so I use LinkedIn now for that because I have a space on my calendar for Saturdays and whatever. And then I reach out, and if they want to connect within the second communication that we do, second message, I'm like, hey, get on my calendar and we'll just like see what's up in your part of the world. And that's it.
Wow, that seems like yeah, I might have some social anxiety around that.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. You know who taught me that? What
Of course I want to know. When everybody says you want to know this, you want to know that, of course I
ah,
want to know.
Christine.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because she's the extrovert, right?
that's why
Yeah,
you were pausing.
yeah, yeah. And so that's where I learned to just, you got to practice everything. You've got to practice everything. And sometimes you have to be in uncomfortable situations before you figure out how to be comfortable.
Yeah, she's always full of sunshine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I find it annoying.
Ah! It's supposed to be like joy and happiness and black woman magic. I think you're.
Somebody's saying hello. Who's saying hello? Leif.
Hello. Oh, where are you seeing that?
Um,
Oh, so he's coming up as a Facebook user, but I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
see his
yeah. I
name.
saw that someone said hello. I suspected it might be Leif.
Okay, well, there is a way
Because
to bring to.
He was using Leif centric language.
I'm supposed to give people a link so they know where to come hang out with us, or at least so that their name could be seen over here. But thank you for letting me know it was Leif. Okay, so Leif says LinkedIn is very similar to the other socials, with exception of you being able to truly identify your tribe, at least career wise. I would absolutely agree with that. For Terrence, he asks, do you think sales feeling cheesy is cultural? I'm always reluctant to do sales online because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. So we all have cousins who are the hustle man. So it's something that is common within our community, I think. I think it is not cultural for artists, right?
Right.
Because yeah. You want to weigh in, Dave?
No, no, no. Go ahead. I think I know where you're
All right,
going.
yeah. because they feel so connected to their art. It's like, I don't want to sell my soul to people. And the fact of the matter is, everybody does sales all the time, everybody does marketing all the time. It's just not focused because we're afraid to even touch it. So one of these books I read by Daniel Pink, called Everybody Sells,
Right.
was one of the first books that I was like, oh, it's not cheesy. We do it all the time. And some of the books I read about negotiation, it's like, you're doing it all the time. You're doing it with your daughter, you're doing it with your mom, you're doing it with your partner. And I was like, if we're doing this, we might as well know how to do it, because we are creatives, and we're going to be the best at finding out how to culminate that information into a tool, so that when we're in these situations with connected to LinkedIn, we won't have any problems. It'll be easy.
Leif is saying the face-to-face sales has never been a problem. It's the online side of it. For honestly, for
Hmm.
me, it's been I've I've been so indoctrinated when I was younger in the gatekeeper system that it took
Hmm.
me years before I stopped sort of imagining that I was going to get discovered by somebody.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, oh, just do
man.
good work and they'll find you. Like, nah, that I was about 10 years in when that sort of realized, oh, okay, that's really that's not a true thing at all.
Yeah, that's the dream. That is what will keep you a starving artist.
Well, I do need to go on a diet, so I'll keep doing that.
You don't want to be homeless while you're doing it, though, Dave. You don't.
I mean, get some exercise.
All right, next caller.
Next,
All right.
next caller? Did you just say next caller?
I did.
You're gonna make Lave hang up.
All
Hey,
right.
Lave, hit us
Okay.
with that first time, long time listener, first time caller stuff, and hit yeah, but that's a good conversation to have though, because it's something we're all going to have to get over. I think we met
Oh my
the younger
goodness.
designer a couple of weeks ago, remember? And her work
Mhm.
was she had good work, but she was so
Great work.
shy,
Yeah.
so painfully shy
Hmm.
that she didn't talk to her boss about her future. She didn't talk about opportunities for advancement. She just sort of stayed in the cut and did her thing.
Hmm.
And as time goes by, you're not really doing yourself any favors doing that.
Nope. Nope. You'll be one of the people asking us, how do we get business?
Right. Right. So I guess the
Yeah.
bottom line is these emails are going out soon with the links to our capabilities brochure, essentially our portfolio. Do we have a system built in to pay attention to metrics to see open rates, things like that, and
Oh, yeah, we can build it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So then let's just be honest. Since we're out here talking about marketing and all this stuff we need to do, how can we keep ourselves accountable? What systems do we have in place? What are we working on to make sure we're accountable to these things we said we want to do?
Well, I think just starting the transparent conversation we started Tuesday, saying, "Hey, here's the money. Here's where it is. Here's where we are. Here's what we want to accomplish." We're gonna have a running base camp conversation of, or not even a conversation, but a task oriented system of who's writing the copy, who's putting
Hmm.
together the brochures, who's updating the website, what emails have gone out, what emails were responded to. So we're gonna find out in the next month or so, or probably 2 months, what sort of responses we're getting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like
So,
the accountability is built into the system. It feels like,
okay. Yeah. Right. Right. Because it's running out of clip.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think everybody involved, everybody on the team, sees the nature of the urgency.
Yeah. Good, good, good,
At least
good.
I
And it's
at least
not.
I did, because when you open up the books, it's like, okay, here it is.
Yeah, yeah. And it's challenging as a person who's at the top of all that to just figure out the way to show people that we need to make $500,000, and that is jarring. And then we're like, you got to make 50 a month. It's just like, okay, no shit. I mean, we got to get it together. Wait, Facebook user. Let's see. Is this within your system AA form, African American Graphic Designers Forum, that are you referring to? Hmm. I think within the AAGD agency is what we're referring to. I hope that answers the question. If not,
Yeah, we're
I'll.
talking about bringing in
Okay.
business to AAGD/agency.
Yeah. And I don't know if a lot of people know that, but we do function as an agency, and we have been kind of kicking some ass. Yeah. It's been one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but let's go back to that sense of that jarring message, because you're right. Um, say 15, 20 years ago, if I thought to myself, oh, if I can make 50, 60 a year, that's enough.
But yeah, right.
And when you told the team we need to make we need to make $500,000, like, it got quiet,
Yeah.
and people were soul searching. I
Yeah.
mean, even I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw me, my eyes were going back and forth like this. Did this motherfucker just say,
Yeah.
"He's gonna make
Half a
half a
million.
million?"
Notice I did not say 499 hundred
No, you did
thousand
not. No, you did not.
dollars.
No, you did not.
I didn't want there to be any confusion. Yeah. And it's funny, as a business owner, how fast it could get to that if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the some of the incoming, um, just a quarter that comes through, it gets pretty close. But then
Yeah.
you got to do it. Then you got to get paid. Then there are the universities that don't pay you for 90 days. There are the other
Yeah.
clients that do ask that get half the work done, and because they cancel the order, they think the whole bill is canceled. So you have that
Hmm.
aspect of it. Like, there's just all kinds of stuff where your income doesn't quite add up to what the books say it should, because human
Yeah.
nature starts messing with you. The payment systems, the billing systems of um, huge organizational structures get in the way. You know what I mean?
Rayvon asks, are we adding designers to your team? So I would say yes and no. We describe ourselves as, well, I do, as SNL, the cast of SNL. We always have a rotating bunch of people, and we try to structure our business based on the people who are showing up and present, right? If they're showing up, if we're trying to like buy into our vision and they understand that we're trying to make everybody else money, absolutely we'll take them on. But then right now, we're trying to limit that amount just because onboarding and trying to fit a bunch of people in while you're trying to grow a group and give them as much money as possible gets to be a challenge.
And the way we're doing it is, it generally takes 2 or 3 projects before we feel like you're reliable and trustable.
Yeah.
Because we could
It,
say yes to that question, because technically it is yes, but there are a couple of people on the team now that it's just they're new, so it's just going to take a while to figure out if this is right for them, and if they're gonna hang out, stick with us through it.
yeah.
And some people are so good that they're kind of like they're going to be perpetually independent because they have their own thing going, but they're so good and so sharp that they're on the team. But
Hmm.
it's not like a permanent. It's not like a brick and mortar situation yet. It's
No.
it's emotional. It's emotional brick and mortar, but some
Yeah.
of it's not quite there. But if we keep growing the way we've grown, which hasn't been super fast, it's been steady but not fast. I
Mhm.
could see having maybe another designer or two in the next probably 9 months to a year, maybe.
Yeah, that would be the goal, right?
And then
And then,
the
we
team, there's always the sort of the team for smaller, quicker jobs that we can send stuff to too. So yeah, maybe you should talk about the difference between the core agency team and the vetted membership group.
Yeah, the core agency team are the people who are, I mean, it's a mix, right? Primarily, they are doing something for AAGD also. It's part of the trade off, right? We wanted to build an organization that wasn't like traditional organizations where you pay them for membership and you debate if you get it back, right? And so as we grow and take in more work, we try to figure out how to distribute that income to the people who are giving us either their time, talent, and or attention, right? And so that's the best way to get into the fold for us so that you can get on the list of people that we turn to as the jobs come in. Dave, I feel like I'm answering your question, but I want to make sure I am getting to your question.
No, that's yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that we've been, again, it's a good problem to have, but we've been so busy just doing the work that's coming in that I mean, I'd almost forgotten about tonight's stream
I forget
because
about it.
I was still trying to send files to wrap up a particular project. So it's been crazy. It's
Yep.
hard to. It's like we're juggling full time agency, full time membership group. That's kind of
Yep.
insane.
It is. And mentorship. There's so much mentorship happening with AAGD that it's a different model. I see that it is paying off, but just getting it all moving. I think Dave, honestly, right now is the best I've ever seen AAGD in terms of like the wheels and the gears turning and seemingly or at least well oiled. So that is encouraging. But for the last I don't know how many years, it just because of all of the complexities of AAGD, it's been like moving through quicksand. I've been feeling that way until now.
Yeah, yeah, but there have been some positives.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, did you see where David Tan bought some art from Whitfield?
Yeah, I can't wait to see
And
that.
I think he bought multiple
Yeah.
pieces. They're in the hallway. They're
Mm-hmm.
like those big portraits in the hallway of the David Tan agency. That's
Yeah,
pretty dope.
that's incredible. Yeah. And you know what? Let's just like be honest about like the positivity, even just to see people who are different from you celebrating their differences together. Like on the Instagram chat today, Ariel and Gabby, they talk about their religion, they talk about God. And to see those people make that connection and share that joy, that again, it made me really happy. I was like, we are doing something. Although, we're constantly in the chaos of it all, it's almost like you and I have to take or the core team has to take a second to take a step back and just breathe and realize that we are accomplishing some pretty dope things.
Yeah, let's schedule in 15 minutes next Friday for breathing.
Yeah, right before we're having pancakes like old men.
Should we?
So,
We
yeah.
shouldn't know. Don't blow up the spot. You were just about to
Okay.
blow it up, weren't you?
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say the spot. I was
We'll
just gonna
never get a
like,
table again. They're doing fine. I'm not publicizing these pancakes so that other people can have these pancakes, and then I got to stand outside waiting in line to get the pancakes. No,
yeah.
that's not.
I know somebody who had been there said that the pancakes were better than their mom's, and I don't know if anybody. It's on LinkedIn, so I'm not. I'm not.
And then I told her I said it. That was the stupid part. I was like, Mama, I was at this place. We had pancakes. That was better than yours.
Yeah, and then she took off her slipper.
But no, my dad was just sitting there looking at the TV, and then when I said what I said, I just noticed like he just kind of looked over, and then
You're trying to endanger both of our
he kind
lives.
of shifted in his chair. He goes, "You put us both at risk."
Oh my god. Oh, and so at breakfast we talk about things like bougie looting.
Man, that needs to be a thing. I really want to see a bougie looter
So
trying to hook
yeah,
it down like trying to hook it down the street with a $1,500. What was it?
espresso machine. Oh man. Okay, let's get back
Yeah,
to it
let's get
though.
back to topic.
What kind of looting?
Bougie,
Just like
bougie looting.
bougie. Like you're not looking for TVs. You're
I
looking
have a
for
TV.
like espresso machine.
I have a TV.
Um,
I don't need a TV. I don't
but
need a laptop. What I do need is an espresso.
as a dice, I need a
Ooh,
Dyson.
oh yeah, that would be nice too.
Yeah, yeah,
What?
shameful. But
All right. Back.
yeah, wait. Just one more with the Bushi looting. We figured at the end of the scene, the Bushi looter could be at the table taking a sip of espresso, and they're like, "Yeah, tastes like freedom."
Yeah, you damn right. Freedom.
Okay, enough about that. All right, so we've been 45 minutes into this. It is like flown by.
Well, it was 15 minutes of setup though.
Oh, it was? Okay, then we got another 15 minutes. So we started this conversation talking
It's
about how
only
to
been
get.
live. It's only been live for 30, 37 minutes.
Well, is there a counter? No, I see
Yeah,
it. I see it.
yeah.
Thank
There's a
you. It's
ticker.
right
Yeah.
there.
So let's talk real quick about the getting a portfolio together. Because that's the thing I see a lot of really sharp designers out there that I know they're sharp. I look at their ideas. I see things they're posting. I've even seen them send me things to, hey, what's your opinion on this particular project? Here are my sketches. And then I go to their website and it's just trash.
Mm,
And I know there's a lot of trash on my website. So let's talk about, I think that one of the things I've been thinking more and more about is it might make some sense to turn the curation of our portfolios over to someone else.
no, you're 100% right.
I mean, like trade, like, it'd almost be like if, for instance, you know, uh, if Leif and I traded services for something, and the thing that I would be asking for is, hey, could you look through my 10 identity design case studies and tell me which ones I shouldn't show?
Do you know how powerful and scary that would be for so many people?
Yeah. But I could, if it's somebody, because we've known Leif for a while, so that would be somebody I would trust. So, it would be a little scary, but also I would feel pretty confident about the portfolio after that because I would know that I wouldn't be overdoing it and oversaturating it with a bunch of junk. You know what I mean? I would trust somebody else's opinion more than my own to edit stuff out. Like I
Yeah.
can't edit stuff out. I even make jokes. I have a page where you just scroll down and just see nothing but logos on my website.
Hmm.
And halfway through the scrolling, I'm making jokes about it. Talking about it like you can stop scrolling. I'm saying things like that. I'm saying, you know, so yeah, I do think that I wish I had somebody that could and I shouldn't say wish because we could have these things.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Easily.
I should probably just go ahead and pick somebody in the membership group and say, "Hey, man,
Ooh,
here's my portfolio. Tell me what to get rid of."
you know who would be excellent at that? Shara.
Oh, she would crush.
Wow.
Would like to get through it with some self-esteem.
Yeah, I don't want to be reduced to tears
You know,
because she would be right.
Juan could crush some dreams too.
Oh yeah,
He would
yeah.
be brutal.
Myra,
No,
are we supposed to say names?
no,
What? That was my fault. My bad. My
no. That's cool. I've been saying names too. Philly would be good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ron would be very
Yep.
good. I think Whitfield would be good.
Yeah, what for would be killer?
Yeah, just go through and tell you this is junk. You need to get rid of this.
Mm-hmm.
Probably take
Yeah.
them 30 minutes to go through your portfolio and say this is what you get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Juan is legit with the info, but he's not gonna give it to you like friendly grandma. He's gonna give it to you.
No.
It's gonna be brutal.
Like old dirty bastard. It's going to be tough. ODB, my bad. Okay. So we can set that up. I think that's an amazing idea. It's just like how do we get that something like that started? Is that
I
through
mean,
the membership site
it
or
doesn't have to be complicated. There's nothing to set up. It's a matter of just asking somebody.
well yeah, but designers aren't going to do that on their own all the time.
Yeah, I'm not talking about designers. I'm talking about me.
You know what? That's the only person you can worry about sometimes.
I'm saying that if we do that, then we'll have a case study.
Okay.
Then, like,
Gotcha.
if I just yeah, I'm going to reach out to a couple of people and just ask them, like, take a look at my portfolio. Tell me what I should get rid of.
Okay.
Tell me how dumb my language is because I've got some cheesy, salesy language on there that it's just yeah. So I'll do it. I'll have somebody
Okay.
do it, and then we'll have the feedback that I get will be what we base our system on.
Okay. That
You know
sounds
what I
like a
mean?
good idea.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's just do it instead of trying to figure it out. I'll do it, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll ask I'll ask 3 different people,
Hmm.
and then we'll see just
Are,
how crushed I am afterward.
are you going to record it? I hope you don't get too crushed. That'd be sad.
No, I don't know if I'll record it. I think it would just be just sending an email saying, "Hey, can you take 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of your day, look at my portfolio and tell me what you think?" You
We should
know?
encourage other people to do that too. Then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is that
Okay.
graphic that's flashing on the screen?
Is it still flashing? So I'm experimenting. I gave a sketch of mine to somebody in Fiverr recently, and they did that to it, and I was just like, oh, let me check out how overlays work. They did a good job. I was pretty impressed.
Was that something you did for Crush Groove 25 years ago? What was that?
It was something I did
Was that
for
something for Beat
Curtis.
Street? Was that something for Beat Street about 30 years ago? What are we
It was
looking at?
actually for Curtis Blow's first illegitimate child.
Curtis Blow. You are the Curtis Blow of the design industry. How does that make you feel?
Hmm. Wait. Okay. So let's see. Which Ron is legit with the info. Oh, Scott Banks. You look. Scott Banks says fear factor putting yourself out there is an amazing idea. Scott Banks. Yeah, thank you for that. You are absolutely correct. It is an amazing idea.
It says but lower it says he wish he had somebody who could do that. So you know,
Scott.
we have a network of designers that
Yeah.
you could go pick somebody to do that for you if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You can,
Or just DM me on LinkedIn. See, that's how I do it.
there it was. What do I have to do to get you in this car today?
What I have to get you in this car today?
That sales pitch that you always got.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I got you. Leif says, ha ha ha, crush. grooving, body move. Okay, who? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put you on the spot like that. Never mind.
No, no, go ahead.
Okay.
Were you going to tell me to compare myself design wise to a hip hop artist?
Oh, to either that or a cat. Let's do hip hop artists. Yeah, let's go with that. I like that, Dave.
All right, all right, all right. Okay. So here's how I would say it. I would say somebody who has skills. So I need to find a hip hop artist who has skills, but has never had a number one hit
Yes.
and who has never really had widespread commercial success, but they're a good MC,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be my mapping myself in the design world to a hip hop artist. That's who I'm looking for.
Okay.
That's the
So
artist I'm looking for.
I have this playlist on Spotify called The Underdog. And as soon as I find it, I'm gonna tell you there's this song. I think it's by Joel Ortiz. And that's the exact thing he says. He's like, let's see,
MF
where
Doom
are
is
we?
too cool. MF Doom, like MF Doom, has had some success. I can't.
He
I couldn't relate it to that.
he says in
Maybe like
one of
Craig
his
Mack.
lyrics. Oh no, I'm not gonna give you credit. He only had one hit.
I can't have, but
No, you're better than that. You okay? So the person I'm talking about, he says, a lot of the shit is hard to take. I'm watching them praise the okay and overlook the great. And like he talks about like just being a critic. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop it. Can I drop this in the chat? I should be able to. It's called Reflection. I love the song as an artist because he it sounds like what you're talking about, you know. And I would say, well, Kendrick. I mean, I know even though Kendrick is super famous, he did. People weren't getting what he was doing for a second, at least in my opinion.
no, you're right. It wasn't until the what was the name of the album with I and
Good
um
Kid, Mad City.
the one with the
Oh, the one after that, yeah. To Pimp a Butterfly.
yeah the album before
Yeah.
that was when he I think he really he was who he was
Oh,
going to
come
be, but
on.
he still hadn't he didn't blow up until after that.
Oh, yeah. And it's a damn shame. I don't remember.
How about Common?
Yeah.
Now
We're on LinkedIn so he can see this.
he's too
Um,
successful. He's too successful.
he's yeah. What about somebody like Fife Dog?
You know what? Good, not a household name.
Uh huh.
Well, he's a household name in the culture though.
Yeah.
Like
Common is.
Even Leif jumping on me. Leif says
I
Common is
know.
like he's
uh,
like, yeah, he's too successful for my self comparison. Thank you, Leif. Appreciate that, Leif. And I hate Leif.
he's on. He's on this call. He
I
can.
know. That's why I just said I hate him because I know he's listening.
What about somebody like Odyssey? Do you know about Odyssey or even like J. Rue the Damager?
That's a very good comparison. That's a very good comparison. See, look,
He likes some
steady,
popular.
steady sniping.
It's from the Zulu Nation. MF Doom. Yeah. Okay. Like, we're rolling on 8, and now we're talking about who would be if we were hip hop. How did we get here? I don't know. J. Rue the Damager.
No,
Yeah.
I like it because it's an interesting way to compare yourself, particularly for black designers. It's a very interesting way to categorize yourself of where you think your skill level is compare yourself to a hip hop artist. I think that's actually really funny.
Or a
And
basketball player.
let me take it one step further. In the membership group, why don't we scrape together some sort of money for some sort of prize and let's do a hip hop poster contest
Ooh, I like this.
of you design the poster based on where you think you are in the world of design and now gets to a hip hop artist and design a poster for that hip hop artist. That could be a
Ooh,
fun poster contest in the community.
That could be challenging too.
That could be dope. And Whitfield's going to kill everybody.
He can't. He's going to be a
Yeah,
judge.
Whitfield's out.
So
He's out. Yeah, he's no longer allowed to participate in content.
some Negroes just ruin it for everybody. This LinkedIn. I'm sorry. I should.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Okay.
We
right.
need to do a poster contest because the Black Maid takes forever to come back around.
It does.
And that's a quick, simple little contest. Let's put a deadline on it, like of beginning of June, like first week of June.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it here. The contest is happening.
Yeah. Let's definitely do that. I'm gonna put it on my list. I'll write it up.
Okay, so we're supposed to be wrapping this up, but
yeah. So tonight was an experiment.
Yeah, but I liked it. I hope y'all did.
The technology works.
It was on point.
So we'll just next Thursday, we will have more topics, specific topics to talk about.
Yeah.
We will try to limit our digressions. I think this could be a cool. He just said wrapping it up. Look at Leif.
I put He's
we're gonna have to block Leif. We got to block him.
No. So next Thursday we'll be here with Leif.
That's right. Just bring him in. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's not even fight it. Let's just bring him in.
Yeah. Well, we got a spot for you. Yeah, and then maybe we'll show some work too, because we can show a bunch of stuff.
Hey, a guest designer every Thursday.
Absolutely. And then we can
in 10 minutes they can talk about their work for a second, talk about what projects they have going on.
Yes, sir.
That's a great. Yeah, let's do that. He can be our first, he can be our first guest creative.
And I'm hoping to find better ways to integrate music so we don't have to play this free shit.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right. Are we supposed to have an official sign-off, or what? How does this work?
Didn't we? I thought we had one. I thought we had an official thing to say.
Leif says he's down. Leif says he's down. It's happening.
Our first guest creative.
Yep.
I thought didn't we have a sign-off? Did we have a thanking people for their CPT?
We're going to have to work on this. We're going to work on it. But for now, we can just be like, peace, see you later. Oh! He's like, that is so trite. That was like, that's the face you gave.
You know what I've always found fascinating is the etymology of Audi 5000.
Are you gonna try Audi 5000?
No. I just like the etymology of it. I like that someone said, "I'm out of here." Then someone said, "All right, I'm Audi." And then someone made the connection to the car Audi, and then they started saying, "All right, I'm Audi 5000." And then eventually somebody said 5,000, and eventually 5,000 meant goodbye.
Okay.
The progression of that etymology is fascinating.
We can do 5,000. I'm fine with 5,000, although it makes it seem old.
Oh, look at gray hair.
And yeah, that's true. We're not hiding anything.
Desperation and sadness. All right. 5,000. That's what
5,000. Bye-bye, y'all.
All right, man. Later.